What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 477th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, SBJ. With me is Greg.
Hello.
Handcrafted.
Welcome to my handcrafted podcast, full of handcrafted anecdotes about my handcrafted life. Everything I do is handcrafted.
There's people who pay for this podcast who have no idea what that's about at all.
It's true, they don't get the ads.
Exactly.
They don't understand that everything's hand.
We need a handcrafted remix.
We don't even have that ad this week.
Also, I got a tattoo, and my arm hurts.
Oh,
and I'm playing Pokemon
Greg's
Go.
a bad boy now.
I'm moving into the bad boy territory. Ooh.
Just wait until... No, you won't do it.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
Handcrafted tattoos. Speaking of somebody who has tattoos, Will is here.
I was first. Yes.
Yeah.
I survived. I got to go to a Minnesota wedding, my first Minnesota wedding yesterday. My friend Josh, who listens to this program, and I got to hang out with Steve's future friend, Ryan, for when Steve starts playing Commander.
Yeah.
With me and Greg and Ryan and Vince.
Where was the wedding? Was it a destination wedding?
New Prague. I called it New Prague. I've heard people call it New Prague, but there was also somebody at the wedding who the name of the place was the Next Chapter Vineyard, and the person called it the Next Chapter Wynyard and a wine. I was like, that's not how V is pronounced, dude.
Well, we here in Minnesota call it New Prague. New Prague.
Prague. We got some Pokemon news for y'all. Y'all. The plural of you all.
No, the plural of y'all is all y'all.
Exactly.
all y'all.
You all.
Y'all is already a plural.
Is already a plural. Y'all is a combination of you and all. It's a fusion coming to Pokemon TCG.
Let's just get into Pokemon news. The first bit of news here is Blastoise is now available in Pokemon Unite. This is off Pokemon.com. Get ready to make a big splash in Pokemon Unite as Blastoise is now available to join your team. This popular Pokemon is a ranged defender, and it will provide some useful support for your squad. The Pokemon will begin the match as a Squirtle, evolve into a Wartortle at 5, a Blastoise at level 9. You can even make your Blastoise look positively fancy with a fashionable style Hollowware. Blastoise's basic attack will become a boosted attack with every third attack dealing continual damage and decreasing the movement speed of the Pokemon for a short time. Blastoise's ability Torrent will cause its attack and special attack to increase when the Pokemon is at half HP or less. That sounds very good.
Yes.
Also, it's 1/3 in the games.
Yes, correct.
And then
it's
it
less
goes
than
over...
half, technically.
Still counts.
And then it talks about Blastoise moves, which we don't have to go into. Here's the thing. I play... There's a lot of character-based games out there in the world. Overwatch, Apex, probably
Destiny,
some other ones.
Final Fantasy 14.
Destiny and Final Fantasy don't count because they're not introducing new characters. Well, I guess Final Fantasy 14 is introducing, like...
They introduce new classes. There's new NPCs all the time. There's sometimes a new race. Like, what are you talking about?
But Apex and... What was the first game I said? Oh,
League of
Overwatch.
Legends? Dota?
League of Legends. They introduce characters, and if they introduce... the thought process is if they introduce a character that's not good, then no one will buy it, and they want to make money.
Yeah, it's character creep. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And so I know that this gets thrown around a lot, but I'm going to say that Blastoise is OP. He's too good.
Well, that's the trick, is they introduce Blastoise as OP, and then after
The
everybody
people run out
buys
to
it,
buy him.
4 weeks later, they nerf it.
They nerf it. That is the MMO way. Is it OP, or do people just not know how to deal with it yet?
So that's what I wanted to talk about because people said Zeraora was OP when Zeraora came out, and they did nerf Zeraora's Unite move. That's the only thing they nerfed. And in the however many games of Unite I've played a lot. The first couple weeks I was like, ugh, Zeraora. But Unite move aside, the thing that bothered me with Zeraora wasn't the Unite move, it was its discharge. But now I just know how to play against Zeraora. You just know that, okay, it's going to discharge. Okay, it discharged. I walked away from him so he can't discharge me. And then you know that he has 6 seconds before he can do it again. And that's when you get in close and you mess him up.
Wreck house.
So even though people screamed that Zeraora was OP, discharge specifically, I don't think I've never worried about playing against Zeraora. I'm more worried about playing against Lucario. Lucario's super annoying. Well, and that Lucario is a hard counter to Cramorant, so that's part of my problem.
That's why you hate it so much.
But Blastoise is OP. Specifically, it's one move, the shell spin, rapid spin. It lasts for 8 seconds, and you can't do anything to him. You can't put him to sleep. You can't double slap him. You can't hurricane him. You can't. He just spins.
What if I'm Slowbro? Can I pick him up in the air and go?
Nope. He's unstoppable the entire time.
Does he move or is he just one space?
No, he bumper balling around the whole map. It's incredibly good.
Yeah, but it's not targeted. I mean, you can only target at the beginning. So, right, if you don't aim right, it's just going to bounce around and hit nobody.
I'm not sure. I did play Blastoise a little bit in the 3v3 or whatever, but I didn't pick Rapid Spin. I picked whatever the other move was.
That's
Not
why you're
Rapid Spin,
tilted,
Slow
because you
Spin.
picked the wrong move.
Blastoise, too good. And his outfit's dumb. Can we talk? It's a bad outfit.
What is
Why
it?
is it a bad outfit?
Because he's because Pikachu has a similar outfit. It's like dapper Pikachu with I don't know what kind of hat. It's like the Easter hat.
Like a top hat? Or
like a top hat, but not like Abraham Lincoln top hat. Like
more like a bowler?
more like a Southern top hat.
What is a southern top? What do you like?
It's
Like a Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No, it's
maybe.
your standard straw boater hat. It's the
Yeah.
wide brim, white short top. It's not a top hat. It's a boater hat. It's a straw boater hat, and he's also wearing a vest. He is a dapper suited, summer suited Blastoise. What's wrong with it?
They gave him that weird flower button. It looks bad.
Like a boutonniere?
What?
No,
No,
his
it's just-
button.
Button on his vest is a flower instead of just a button.
Yeah.
Why is
also,
that bad?
green? That green is a bad color. It's a bad green.
What? Why is it a bad green?
It's not a good green.
What's a good green?
Not that. I bought Blastoise with my
you did.
coins. He's fine. I don't like playing him. He's fine. I
You don't like
respect,
defenders. You only like Cramorant. You only like attackers.
I think I like Slowbro more as a defender. I do like Cramorant a lot. I like the AoEs.
Yeah.
That's why I can't. That's why I
Low
can't play
effort.
Cinderace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cinderace, I have to aim,
You have
and
to
I'm always
aim and
gonna
think
miss
about
my
it.
aim, and then it's you lose.
This you just leave whirlwind traps around and hope somebody falls into them.
Oh, they always do, Greg. They always do. Are we still playing Unite? Will gave up on it, right?
I didn't give up on it. It's just none of my friends want to play with me anymore. So I have to play by myself.
Oh, did the Smash Brother thing happen? Everyone got good and you didn't?
No. Everybody went back to Dota and League. They were like, yeah, that was a diversion. Now let's go back to the real esports.
I haven't played in a week because I've been playing Wildermyth, which is a very good game.
What? Oh, jeez. I will say this. Within the first week of the game, I got my 3 items that I use: Wise Glasses, Shell Bell, Buddy Barrier. Literally every Pokemon. We're not going to talk about Pokemon.com put out an article of held items on Pokemon, every single one has Buddy Barrier. There's not a single Pokemon on that list that doesn't have Buddy Barrier. So, like, the first week of the game, I got all my items up to 20. Didn't pay any money. Just, like, grinded the tickets, saved the tickets. And it's helpful that I only play, like, one character, right? Like, if you're playing, like, 3 characters and you're like, well, they all have Buddy Barrier, but this one has Focus Band and this one has the Shell Bell. And, like...
That's what my problem is.
And I got all the way up to Ultra Rank with all my items at 20. And then I lost Ultra Rank. And then I was like, you know what? I have like 7,000 tickets because I'm a hoarder. And I was like, I'm going to bring up my Wise glasses. And this has already been proven on like YouTube and whatnot. There's a huge difference in your held items, or not your held items. Yeah, held items. And when I went from 20 to 25 on Wise glasses, oh, I was surfing all over the map.
Yep.
I was destroying.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh, this is how so many people got to master rank so fast. Like it actually, and I want to say it actually matters, literally and figuratively, because a lot of the times, and I have all my matches recorded. You can go to my Twitch, but a lot of the times you would see, oh, that Pokemon had 1 HP left. Bummer. If only I did 1% more damage and they died instead of me dying, that's a whole sway in a match. Mm-hmm. Like if it's like 2 versus 2 and they kill you before you kill them, now your teammate is 1 versus 2. And then your teammate dies and they don't, and they get the experience for killing you and they're still alive and they still have map area. And so, like, when I was like, for so many matches, like, they lived with 1. Oh, they lived with 1. Oh, they lived with 1 HP. And then I went up to 25 instead of 20. Now I am the one living on 1.
I told y'all, like, 3 weeks ago that I hit the paywall real hard, where you cannot deny that makes a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Like...
No, you're 100% correct. Yes.
I had to step away because I was super frustrated for a bit. I'm like, I just need to recalibrate my feelings about the game. So I stepped away because of the pay to win aspect of it. And I know, like, there's a ton of people who are like, oh, it's just pay to advance. Like, it's cutting hairs. Like, you advance through winning. I mean, at a certain point, at a certain point, I guess if people continue to play this game and maybe if they only play one character, if you got to master rank this season, which ends in like 2 weeks, you will get 20,000 tickets. And 20,000 tickets will take any item from 0 to 30 for free. And if you've gotten like 300 or 400 games, you could probably take 1 item to 30 for free. But that's still after this game came out in July. Yeah.
So that's still still not 3 items to 30 for free. Right. It's like 2.5
in a year. In a year. And then they'll introduce new items.
Yep. I really hope they get rid of this aspect of the game, but I don't think they will.
I mean, League did eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
League had the same system.
I mean, it took them a while, so I don't foresee this anytime in the future. I'm just waiting for Mamoswine. Like, I want to try Blastoise, but like, I'm waiting for Mamoswine. They already announced it. I want it. Period.
There's also a glitch in the game right now. Like the last update introduced some bugs.
I heard about that.
There's like something specifically with Crustle and a jump pad, and it's very. I don't know what it is.
Crustle's too heavy for the Doug trio to push.
Yep.
Yeah,
the jump pad.
You have to smash so that you're lighter to use the jump pad properly. Which you're doing anyways because you're Jungle Crustle and you're running around in jungle at top max speed because you smashed and you murder things. That is why Jungle Crustle is the best Crustle.
I don't know how, like, obviously the meta of Unite has changed. Like, the very first week of the game, no one wanted to do Dreadnought. Everyone ignored Dreadnought. Everyone was like, Dreadnought's a waste of time. And then, like, 2 weeks in, people were like, Rotom is the waste of time. Stop doing like, we all do Dreadnought now. And it's, like, to the point where the meta is, who cares about top lane? Get Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Which is, and now, and the first couple weeks were also like, oh, Zapdos is more important. Now I feel like no one even does Zapdos. Now I feel like everyone's just so focused on Dreadnought, and then like there's this weird panic when Zapdos comes and no one does it except.
The tough part is if your team can get 2 Dreadnoughts, you have such an XP level boost. Like, you have such an advantage at that point. It's really hard to, like... like, it's really hard for the other team to catch up even with Zapdos. Like, it's not impossible, but it is difficult. Like, if you've lost both Dreadnoughts, and heaven forbid you lose a third, like, you aren't coming back from, like, that huge of a XP gap.
Right. And before somebody's like, well, that's when you have to go for Zapdos. And it's like, yeah, but they're all 2 levels above you, and they're going to be waiting at Zapdos.
They'll be waiting at Zapdos. They'll come in and kill, or they'll wait, and they'll come in and wipe you out and snipe it. Like, the level difference of getting 2 Dreadnoughts is huge. It's not impossible to overcome. Like
sure, yeah.
Before tweets.
I mean, you can easily throw a match.
Hey, I caught Hoopa.
I've seen like, oh, you got your Hoopa finally? Hey, I got my Hoopa like 40 minutes ago. I shouldn't have told you guys about Hoopa. Now you're like desperate.
I ain't desperate for nothing. I got 3 Hoopas in Pokemon Home Bank, whatever it's called. Anyway, I don't remember.
Pokemon Home Bank.
Home. I don't need any more Hoopas. They're too mischievous.
I have seen some like top Unite players talk about how the state of the game is not good, specifically because jungle is just so broken. I don't know if that's the word they used. I don't know if
But broken in what way?
It just has so much more experience than everything else.
Oh yeah,
and I personally feel like it's not Zapdos, it's not Dreadnought. It's how good is your jungler?
Yeah, I mean, a good jungler will help, although...
Like, if we start the match and no one knows who's jungling, even though, because no one, like, because I'm still in ultra rank and people don't know what lane, like, people still are not just saying what lane they're doing. So it's like,
I know.
well, there's a Garchomp and there's this Froakie. Which one is going jungle?
Which is going in?
Neither one said they're going jungle. And then all of a sudden, neither of them, like, we lost. Like, no one's going to jungle, we lost. And then it's like, or it's the other way, where both the Froakie and the Garchomp are in jungle. It's like, we lost. You broke up the experience too much.
Yeah.
And or you do have like a score bunny that decides to go jungle, and they're not in there long enough, and it's like, well, you missed this core fish, you missed that dude. Like, what? We lost because you're not like.
I think you're being very jungle blamey right now, especially since you don't like Jungle Cram, you don't like Jungle Crustle, you don't like Jungle Blissey, you have such narrow views of what is appropriate for what the jungle is. How about you expand and say, hey, I'm Jungle Cram now. I'm Jungle Cram.
Nobody wants him in the jungle.
I have last minute jungle cram twice because no one else has opted for jungle, and we won both those games. There's a lot of experience in jungle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you expanded your limited view of who could go into the jungle, you would be master rank right now.
I should just turn signal jungle every time.
Every time.
Pick a lane.
I'm Jungle Cram now. Waddle, 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 waddle.
I don't know.
Waddle.
I think I do think Unite is in a slightly weird place.
Well, it's the first season of the game just coming out. Like, it's gonna be in a weird place for a bit.
Oh yeah. There's no way they could have perfected it straight out the gate.
Also, they're still introducing characters. Like,
Yeah.
They have
They also
a long way to go before they get to a settled. This is what we want.
They also did the thing where they like buffed X speed and they buffed Goal Getter and they nerfed
Eject button.
And
everybody still uses eject button.
Everyone still uses eject button
because it's still better at a 20-second delay than any of your other garbage items.
Well, I don't even know what the smoke thing does.
I tried to use it once and it does nothing.
I still don't know what Goal Getter does.
I mean, Goal Getter, if you're a scorer, Goal Getter cuts down the amount of time that it takes for you to score. So, like,
but Score Shield seems so good anyways.
Yeah. Well, like, for Gardevoir, whose goal animation is 5 years, it helps a little bit, but it's still not as good as the others.
Yeah. Unite.
Anyways, I should get back to Unite next week.
Unite is free to play. You have like 20 days left of the season. No, 14 days left of the season if you want that Cinderace skin.
Oh, I know. I gotta do that. I'm so close. I just had to take a break because Wilder Myth is so good.
This is also off Pokemon.com. Watch the trailer for Pokemon Evolutions, a new animated series exploring the many regions of the Pokemon world in this new limited series coming September 9th. The Pokemon world has a variety of regions filling with interesting people and wonderful Pokemon. Evolutions, a new limited... Did they have something already called Evolutions?
I thought so.
No.
I think so.
We had Origin. We had
Evolutions
Journeys.
was their like 20-part series. Each one was like 2 minutes long. Was that not Evolutions?
No.
Generation. Oh, it was Generations, I think. This will take you on a tour of the regions that have been explored in the core Pokemon video game series. Here's the debate between core and main series. The first episode premieres on September 9th. You can watch the trailer right here.
It's a good trailer.
Produced to celebrate 25 years of Pokemon, this 8-episode series will begin in the Galar region and end in the Kanto region, the first region that appeared in the series. Each episode has familiar characters connecting the thread of a Pikachu that leads viewers on their voyage through the region. So September 9th will be called The Champion, featuring Galar. Obviously, that has to do with Leon. September 23rd will be The Eclipse, featuring Alola. That has to do with Lily. October 7th will be The Vision in the Kalos region. That maybe after X amount of years, they finally figured out what Lysander was trying to do the entire...
It's Looker, Vision, Looker. It's all about Looker.
No,
it's about Lysander.
It's about Lysander.
I know.
Do you think they'll be like, hey, maybe we should maybe try to justify why AZ existed?
No, AZ existed for a lot of good reasons. One of them was he built a crystal flower.
Exactly.
And
The
that's
other
all you
one
needed
was
from him.
he
made a
was
terrible mistake that he
9
was
feet
cursed
tall.
to immortality and gigantism for, and could not find peace for 3,000 years until his dark creation, the Crystal Bloom Cannon Flower of Death, was destroyed.
Yes, and his eternal Floette also returned.
Decided to come back and be like, it's been 3,000 years. I guess you're forgiven.
Man, the end of that game still bothers me.
Why?
Why?
I had still strongly dislike saving the world, then beating the Elite Four, and then this Joker showing up after the credits being like, let's battle. No, let's not. It's my time now, not yours. Get out of here.
He is the king of Kalos.
Being in jail for half the
3,000
game. That's what he
years.
was the king of. I hate that. They did that in Sun and Moon too. They were like, hey, here's the credits. Okay, now go catch Tapu Koko. No, let me do... I will catch this Pokemon on my own time. They did it right in Sword and Shield.
picky.
They did it right in Sword and Shield. You beat the game, you end up in your house. They're like, hey, you want to go do that post game? It's over here in the forest. But hey, no rush. No rush. I don't want to be pushed. And I definitely don't want to do another battle after I became champion, dude. Did you not?
That
are you not
is
watching
your
the? Are you
job.
not watching the parade? I crushed Diantha.
Are the new champion. You must defend your title to any challenger
Not
at
during
any
my
time.
parade. Also,
anytime.
Tierno, you didn't do anything. Get off the carpet. Dance somewhere else. You didn't save the world. I did, and I crushed
Tierno
Diantha.
was part of it.
Yeah,
Tierno
was totally
was
part of it.
not part of it. Who was down there
Hey.
beating Pitbull? Me and Serena, not Tierno.
Tierno was clearing the way with his sweet dance moves,
Yes.
and
making
you
sandwiches.
needed that on that bridge to give you the boost to get to the Elite Four, and you know it.
All I'm saying is if Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 365, Mr. Pitbull is not in the vision, it's a terrible series. That's what I'm really saying. Also, to anyone not knowing, Pitbull is in the Kalos region. You have to battle him like twice before you get to Virtual Boy Lysander. He's down there. I promise
It
you.
is not Pitbull.
It is Mr. Worldwide. Okay,
It is
December
not.
2nd. It's October.
They would have to pay a
21st.
lot of money to put that person in the game. They did not put them into the game.
It is 1,000,000% Pitbull. October 21st.
It was actually Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Is the plan featuring the Unova region that would have to do with obviously N and Getsus. December 2nd is the Rival featuring the Sinnoh. That's the best they could do for Sinnoh. The Rival. No one cares about you, Barry.
Everybody loves Barry, and everybody owes Barry $1 million.
Okay,
Barry
first off,
is
the best
finally here
rival
to
is
collect.
Hugh. Is the best rival.
Hugh is just your angsty self. You only like Hugh because you're like, yeah, that's like me, with an attitude, a chain wallet, and nothing better to do than run around and bug people.
Hugh would have the chain wallet. If we're
Yeah,
thinking all the rivals,
that's you.
Hugh is chain wallet for sure.
Yeah, you identify with Hugh. That's why you think it's the best. You're like, yeah, that dude's cool.
Wait, no. Lily's brother. What's his name?
Gladion?
Gladion. He's chain wallet.
No,
Yeah,
Gladion
he's
is
chain
Hot
wallet.
Topic. He doesn't have a chain wallet because he knows that fad died and should stay in the 90s where it belongs.
Hoenn region is titled The Wish. Is that Latios? Latios? Is we getting another kiss scene here?
Oh, it's no
Yeah.
Jirachi.
Oh, it is probably Jirachi,
Yeah, it's Jirachi.
actually.
But Jirachi's from Sinnoh.
No, it's Hoenn.
Are you
Manaphy
sure?
Fiona is Sinnoh.
Gracious.
December 16th, The Show from the Johto region, and then December 23rd, The Quest from the Kanto region. So it looks like there's 2 weeks in between all these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
These are like 3 minutes long, right? There's no...
They're like 5.
Yeah, it seems fine. It seems exciting. I'm sure they'll be fine.
All the little one-off things they do are always fun and good.
They
for
are.
the most part.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always into them, so I'm imagining these will be just as good. Like, it's always fun when they, like, just get away from the main anime storyline and like, hey, let's play stuff off the video games. And they always do a pretty, some are better than others, but generally I enjoy watching them. And now I
Yeah.
can watch them on my Switch.
On your Switch.
Because
Or
of Pokemon
may-
TV.
Yeah, this has been like a recurring theme. I feel like they're like every like 2 years we need a new miniseries for YouTube.
Everybody loves the miniseries. I mean,
It's
I'm
true.
into it. I like them.
I mean, I guess you keep I mean, they keep getting like 1 million, 2 million views on YouTube, so I guess you keep doing them. Except they don't get that ad money on YouTube, so I don't. Maybe the engagement's more important than the ad money.
Do they need the ad money?
They definitely do not need the ad money.
Right.
But it never hurts.
There was a cleaning event in Sword and Shield this past weekend. Altaria, Rotom, Chinchino, Wimpod, they come to Max Raid. They were in Max Raid battles. Chinchino could be shiny. They continue badly advertising these.
Do we know why it was cleaning weekend?
For cleaning.
It's
it?
spring cleaning. It's
Maybe
fall
where you
packing
are.
everything up and hiding inside. Like, is there something going on? Say, hey, Janine, what's the theme this year? She's like, I don't know, I need to clean my apartment. Cleaning theme it is.
Wait, is it like Moon Festival? Maybe.
Maybe. You think they're gonna? I bet they bring back the Pumpkaboo one, right? I don't think they make a new one.
Yeah, I mean,
or they could do the thing where we get
popular.
They
could do a Trevenant. Spooky Forest.
Yeah. The problem. Everything's a problem on this show. The actual problem with these raid events are if you've stopped playing Sword and Shield, you've stopped the grind. And if you were out of Wishing Pieces last raid event and you haven't played since,
this sounds like a personal problem that you had.
Are you still playing Sword and Shield?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play every day.
What? Why are you giving me that look?
What are you doing in it?
I am trying to hatch a shiny Solosis.
Yeah,
I'm. And I will run around and collect all my wishing pieces, and then a friend of mine will say, "Hey, I have a shiny Raid Dead. Do you want to do it?" And I'll say, "Yes, I do." And then I play and get my shiny, and then I put it away, and I thank
you
them
don't have any
profusely.
wishing pieces to begin with. You're just freeloading off other people.
Hey, it's not freeloading when they also get the den. And they need my help to complete it, and I am very thankful to them.
Yeah, I haven't played Sword and Shield in like a month.
I visit Honeycomb Island Sea every day. Kill as many combi as I can to get that shiny female combi someday. And in Shield, I'm playing the actual game with my all shiny bug team.
There you go.
Almost.
Very nice.
I just defeated Koga with an all shiny bug team. That is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, that is not.
Although he does use a fire bug, much as I used a fire bug against
Isn't it
him.
Kabu?
Not the same.
Kabu. I think you said Koga.
I did. They both start with K.
I was like, whoa, Koga's in.
Yeah, I was
wow.
like, wait, you're doing a Gen
Well, when you
1
said
or Gen
bugs
2?
too, I was like, yeah, he has that sick Venomoth.
Venomoth.
No, but
Yeah,
he ends
between-
with the Centipede, Centiscorch, and then I had it's still a Larvesta, but there you go.
Between Unite and doing my ribbon quest, there has been minimal, little to no Sword and Shield.
Well, you're missing out because it's a
Well,
good
you
game.
should do a Sword and Shield day once a day and just say, hey, I'm going to collect all my stuff so that the next surprise apple picking day. So September will be apple picking weekend, and it'll be Appleton.
Got it.
And so get prepped, get your things. And it's going to be the weekend that Pokemon Go Community Day is, so be prepared.
Now that you said that, you're probably right, actually. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we got some more news to talk about, and we will be right back. All right, chat. This is our last pack. This is Evolving Skies. Could be good. Can't get any worse than what we've already pulled. That's not true. We could end with like a Wurmple. Fletchling Dur, Skiploom, Ursaring, Roggenrola, Bergmite, Nickit, Lillipup, Hippopotas, Reverse Hollow Roggenrola, and oh my gosh, it was red. Lose my mind. Does that save the box? I think that saves the box, right? I think we did it. It was all, we just had to complain for 20 minutes. Look at that. PSA 10, question mark, question mark, question mark. Where's my sleeves? Oh gosh, I think I'm out of sleeves actually. I think I used my last, where's that? And we are back from our break. Let's talk about Pokemon Go.
Okay. What are we talking about? Why?
We have all the exciting news about our trip to visit the that place that's south of me and you, Greg.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this was kind of
The
dropped
South.
out of nowhere. Maybe not out of nowhere. They kind of hinted at it earlier this summer.
What, in one of those secret meetings that you get invited
Yeah.
to that we don't get invited to?
No. The like, well, they're not secret. Well, they're kind of, well,
Are we invited to them?
no.
Do you tell us about them beforehand?
No, yeah, good call, Greg.
So
He's always
in
like,
those
I was
two instances,
just
yes,
in this secret meeting
they
I
are
didn't tell
secret.
you about,
You
and here's
you
what they
text
told
us
me.
about the most random garbage, and yet you never once said, "Hey, guess what I get to do today? I'm going to a Niantic meeting." So therefore, it's a secret.
I'm not weird flexing my Niantic
That's how
meetings on
secrets work.
A weird flexing to the people who know you do this. How is that a weird flex? I mean, you make it weird because you make everything weird.
That is the truest thing I've heard all day.
people. Okay, this is off Pokemon Go Live. Trainers, we know how meaningful and rewarding it is to collect and explore in the real world through our live events. That's why we're excited to announce the Safari Zone events originally planned for 2020. Safari Go Pokemon Go Safari Zone Liverpool is now scheduled for Friday, October 15th through Sunday, October 17th in Ceftron Park. Pokemon Go Safari Zone Philadelphia is now scheduled from Friday, October 29th through Sunday, October 31st in Fairmount Park. And Pokemon Go Safari Zone St. Louis is now scheduled Friday, November 12th through Sunday, November 14th in Tower Grove Park. Additionally, the start and end times for Safari Zone have shifted 1 hour earlier to provide the best possible on-site experience. That's probably because of daylight savings time? No, that's in December.
I think,
that's
weren't they originally more in the summer, though?
Yeah,
No,
So-
St. Louis was going to be March.
it was March.
Okay.
It was the end of March, I think.
Was it the same park or is this a new park?
I don't know.
This is the same park. Tower Grove is the same. Not only will the Safari Zone celebrations take place in their original park locations, but ticket holders will be able to participate in the event if they have a ticket, no matter where they are around the world. Global event hours will be based on each participant's local time. For example, Friday early access for Safari Zone Philadelphia will grant access on Friday 10 to 6 local time. Ticket holders will be able to enjoy the following features, whether they participate in an in-person event or play globally. Your features to the 5 listeners that bought tickets are: you'll be able to attract wild Pokemon through incense. You'll be able to complete event-exclusive research and field research. Incense activated during the events will last 8 hours. Lure modules activated during the event will last for 4 hours. Special 2K eggs will be available. Safari Zone Philadelphia ticket holders will have a snapshot surprise.
But
don't know why the
nobody
other-
else.
I
Just
don't know why
Philadelphia.
either. All ticket holders who would like to join in person must RSVP, so we have an accurate count for those who plan to attend in person to make sure the event space is safe and distanced for gathering. Ticket holders will receive an email on how to do that soon. Safari Zone ticket holders will see an updated time in their event tab. Tickets selected have not been modified, so if you purchased Friday early access, you will have Friday early access for the updated event. No additional tickets will be sold. The City Explorer Pass experience has been removed, and those who purchase this add-on will be refunded. Niantic will initiate the refunds by October 2nd. We are working close with local authorities to design a safe space for a safe event experience, implementing precautions such as careful line management, social distancing protocol, mask requirement for all staff members. When you are planning your Safari Zone experience, please follow health guides and pay attention to any travel restrictions. If these events must be postponed again during government guidance or from local authorities, we will notify ticket holders as soon as possible. So there's a lot here. So I want to just disclose that I did pay for my own Safari Zone St. Louis ticket. So did Greg. So did Will. I will disclose that Niantic did pay for my Philadelphia plus my Explorer Pass ticket because I was in talks with Niantic during this time and then obviously now I talk to Niantic on a pretty regular basis, as we've learned from this podcast where I say Niantic has paid for my ticket. So I just want to get that out there just to be clear. So I think they did a lot of things right, although there's still a lot of questions here. So I think the things they did right is like, hey, we're doing these events. If you don't want to go, you can just play at home. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I think it's cool that they did try to give us makeup events last year. And I think some people who didn't buy tickets are pretty salty about this, that we got an event last year that we could play at home. And then we got another event this year. But I think overall that's like the right choice. Like, we didn't know how long the pandemic was going to last. It was a bummer to get your events canceled. So Niantic doing something to be like, hey, I know this really sucks. You probably got multiple events canceled. So let's try to do something to instate some goodwill.
I mean, when you sent this, hey, the Safari thing is back on, I literally had completely forgotten this was a thing.
Me too. Me too.
I was like, the what? Oh, right. We were supposed to do a thing.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
I think this was the worry all along is like, hey, if we reschedule this just because you had off back in 2020 for this event, doesn't like, I don't have off Friday, October 29th through the 31st. I am literally moving to a whole different state that day. So this was kind of the worry we talked about last year is like, they have to reschedule, of course. Like a bunch of concerts had to reschedule, a bunch of other IRL events had to reschedule. But if you bought something a year ago, a lot changes in a year. Like, and sometimes you just have life events that you can't do. The worry about the St. Louis one is it's 5 days before Diamond and Pearl come out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I want to be in another state when I could be like prepping for this big game release coming out? It's very like, I'm curious if the reason they were like, hey, let's do it before the end of the year is because one of these three venues were like, we're not going to give you your money back if you don't do the event. And they were like, well, I don't think all three of them said that, but I bet one of those three locations were like, if you don't do your event by the end of the year, you don't get your security deposit back.
I guarantee, having talked to people who had this exact thing happen with weddings, yes, they were told, okay, you're at the end. You either need to do it or we're not refunding you.
And if one of these cities put pressure on them, I'm sure they were just like, well, let's just do all three. Yeah, because they're really close together too.
Liverpool.
Yeah, way to go, Liverpool.
Yeah, probably Liverpool. We've been talking, the three of us. We're probably going to go to the St. Louis one.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this is easier. We're all at that point. We'll all be in the same place.
Well,
so going and coming back will be a lot easier.
But also, we have tickets for St. Louis.
Yeah.
And
I was the only one that had tickets to Philadelphia.
Correct.
Right.
And you can't get tickets now.
Right.
So
well, I could actually probably get you guys tickets, but I'm moving, so we can't go anyways.
It's a stretch.
We're not flying to England.
Also, I think even if Niantic was like, yeah, here's 2 extra tickets, it's way easier for us just because we're driving to St. Louis. That was the plan.
Yep.
Because it's like a 6-hour drive.
You and Greg, have a nice trip. I'll see you there.
The plan was to drive. I feel PAX is happening this weekend, and looking at people like they're checking vaccine cards. You have to wear a mask. It looks to be somewhat well run. I think the reason I still, obviously we didn't go to PAX. We're here.
Yep, we're here.
I feel like an outdoor event feels better.
An outdoor event is better. Let's be real. I mean, PAX is rolling the dice hardcore. and they're taking every precaution that they can. They are still rolling the. And this is the person that went to the state fair this year twice. So, like, I know that I'm taking a risk going to large in-person events. Granted, much of the state fair is outdoors, and I was wearing my mask all the time, but a lot of people weren't. Like, it is a risk. It is a risk to do any of this, but outdoor is X amount safer than indoor.
Here's why I feel good about it. St. Louis specifically. They sold X amount of tickets.
Right.
We don't know how many they sold. And they said, you don't have to come.
Yeah.
So I would wager to bet that at least 25% of people are already through in the towel and we're like, I'm not going.
Well,
I'm
a lot of
just
people
going to play at home.
Like, I had to rearrange, like, I don't even know if I can get this time off. Like, I wasn't sure I had vacation time. I had not planned on it. I had to clear it. Like, it's not a lot of warning to say in September, we're doing it in November, especially for travel. Like, it's not a great amount of lead time. I can make it work, but I bet you a lot of people can't. Also, November in the Midwest ain't particularly warm.
Yeah, it's either going to be 70 degrees or it's going to be 20 degrees.
Yeah.
There's no in between in November in the Midwest.
Normal fall or we're headlong into winter. Like, we have no idea what the weather's going to be like at that time frame in St. Louis. Also, like, we have to deal with hotel. We have to deal with, like, a lot of things, and staying in hotels
it's also
is
like
weird.
It's a year later, and you don't get to repick your. I get it. You don't get to repick your day though. So like,
yeah.
In the situation for Philadelphia, if I don't remember if I had a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If I had a Friday, I could be like, well, I can at least play it at home. If I have the Saturday ticket, I'm literally in a moving truck for 6 hours that day. Like, there ain't no playing on Saturday.
Wait a minute. I thought I was driving the moving truck.
I'll be in the car behind the moving truck.
I will be here baking cookies to welcome you all.
Oh, I'm in front of the moving truck?
No, not the way you drive, buddy. The moving truck will be doing 85 miles an hour.
You will not see the moving truck.
If I'm in front of the moving truck, Will's driving me off the road.
Yeah, you are in the dust, let's be real. You're going to say goodbye to your possessions, your extra car. You're just going to see, like, this streak. Get me out of here.
Will and a moving truck, name a more powerful duo.
I'm like a shell smash Crustle on those roads.
Yeah. Moving Trunk Will, the new OP.
I know some people are upset that they're not selling more tickets. It's probably more complicated than that. Like, how many times have they messed up tickets for other events? I think it's probably like, we just need to get these done. Let's not try to get more. Like, I don't think it's about making money.
No.
I think it's like I think it's about not losing money.
I think it's about not losing money.
Yes.
It is about loss and not about gain.
Yeah, as somebody I once heard talk about their job when they were basically anti-shoplifting, loss prevention management.
Yep.
I'm sure they already have, like, since last year, I'm sure they have, like, standees and IRL things that say St. Louis or Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, that they're just going to set up. They're going to use. Hopefully it'll be an okay weekend, and then they throw all that out, and then we did it.
We did it.
And maybe next year they can do Safari Zones properly. Fingers crossed.
Sure. Let's hope.
I'm curious. I'm super curious. I think it's easy enough for us to jet down to St. Louis, spend the night, do the day, jet back, and then we have something to talk about.
I enjoy how he describes an 8-hour drive as jet down.
Jet down.
I mean, we're not spending the weekend in St. Louis?
I mean, it's St. Louis. What's there to do?
They have good hamburgers at that one restaurant.
Yeah, visit people.
Hey, they want to visit
St. Louis.
They can come to Tower Grove Park or whatever it's called.
But they don't have the ticket for the day that we're on. I don't even know what day we're on.
There's no way any of these events are going to be fenced in. It's going to be like Go Fest in Chicago. It wasn't fenced in. You just had the virtual ticket gave you the spawns or whatever. I think it's fine. I think they're trying. I mean, this is coming off of the communication news that they posted. We don't have to go too much in this. I covered this on my stream, but September 1st, we heard from you, update from our task force. Pretty much what's going to happen here. Pretty much, obviously, the 80, we talked about this last week. The 80 is permanent, not 40. Also, some clarification here. 80 meters is 80 meters from you to the stop.
So I was right.
So Will was right.
It's a diameter, not a radius.
Yeah.
Yes, diameter, not radius.
Right. I mean, it's a radius.
Radius,
not a
not diameter. I was like,
Radius,
you're
not
just
diameter.
making it worse. It is a radius.
They apologize. So their September 1st, we heard you was we wanted to roll out the 80. We messed up. We apologize. We're not going to go by country basis like they tried to do with New Zealand, and the United States are going to treat the whole world as one, which I can see both sides to that. And then they said they're going to start publishing a developer diary every other month, so 6 times a year. First one will be October. They're going to keep setting up regular conversations with community leaders, which at this point, you guys know that I am one of these community leaders. There's no website. Prior to this happening, Niantic didn't want us to talk about this, which was kind of weird. So when I was like, hey, if I talk to you guys and you say something and then I talk to my audience, how do you want me to frame that? And they're like, well, just treat it like a news source. Like if IGN contacted us, IGN would state we talked to Niantic. And I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But now that you're using the words community leaders, maybe you should list who they are. I don't know. It doesn't. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's really dumb, though. Hey, we're talking with these people.
We don't know who they are.
We don't know who they are. We will continue to work. We will continue to work and update the known issue pages. So the known issue pages has always been around. I have probably been to it like twice, maybe 3 times in the last 5 years. I don't know how often it was getting updated, but when I checked it, it said last updated September 1st. So, yeah, I think overall this is the thing I wanted more than the distance was. You guys just need to talk to us better. Like if you're gonna change something and then not say why, you're just letting your audience wildly speculate, and the audience is always going to be like, it's because of money. This was a good start, though. I mean, like they didn't really come out in this letter and have a bunch of excuses. It was pretty much, we messed up, we're sorry, we'll do better. And I don't know what else you would want from that. I mean, a lot of apologies feel really hollow or really like, we're sorry we got caught. Apologies.
I mean, this is a step above that, sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's a low bar.
It's a low bar.
And they are making material changes.
And they are actually making changes, right? Like, the 2 things that they needed to do was like, hey, we messed up and we fixed it. Like, I don't need much more from the apology than that. Like, yeah. I mean, I am excited to see what happens going forward. Like, I don't necessarily trust them because I don't tend to trust any corporation, but I am curious what their plan is, how these developer things are going to be. Like, what is the deal?
Yeah, I hope that there are not, but it's not like I'm desperate for new features, but it would be nice if things that were annoying in the game were resolved. So not necessarily like bug fixes, but there are mechanics in the game that just feel very outdated.
Did you or did you not get socks?
You know, we did finally get socks. That's true.
So
why wasn't that at the top of the news?
I think that Pokemon Unite team really lit a fire under their butt.
look at all our socks go.
We can
We're
finally
choking on
retire
socks
the
over
leg
here.
tube song.
Mm-hmm.
No longer relevant.
Finally,
it's happened to me. We got socks in Go, and I'm so very excited.
I like kind of knew that song, but then I lost it. Last bit of news here. We're not gonna do Super News Heavy Week.
It's not a Super News Heavy Week. It is the worst anniversary ever. We're getting a series that starts later. We got another EP. Nothing else.
And then December 24th is going to hit, and our minds will be blown.
Hey, can I just say this? Evolving Skies, not good.
Oh,
Did the skies not evolve?
These sets are too big.
you're not going to like Pokemon. They cut 90 Pokemon out of it.
Yeah, and it's still too big. It's 250 cards.
You're not going to like this week's Pokemon of the Week then.
Oh, boy. All right, last bit of news here off Pokemon.com. Pokemon Club. The after-school Pokemon Club is now live in partnership with the American Association of School Librarians. Pokemon offers fun, in-person educational adventures for students. Students looking for the opportunity to complete, flex their strategy and reasoning skills, and dive into the wonderful world of Pokemon are in for a treat. The American Association of School Librarians, a division of the American Library Association, has partnered with Pokemon to present the after-school Pokemon Club. With this program, students can enjoy the camaraderie and education.
There's an extra R in there, camaraderie.
And education. I need to. Too long didn't read. I'm signing up for this club because my reading comprehension is awful. After school, Pokemon clubs will meet once a week for an hour. Participating students will have access to tools to learn how to play the Pokemon trading card game, episodes of the series to watch, and other fun activities and resources. Students, if you're interested in having the after-school Pokemon club at your school, please talk to your local school librarians and school coordinators to form an after-school Pokemon club at your school. Obtain information by visiting this link.
I mean,
This was a thing back in like the 90s, wasn't it?
It was a thing every decade. There is always something going on. Was it Pokemon related earlier? No. Was there a Pokemon related club thing? Probably.
Oh, this form is like really advanced.
I mean, my
Well, it's for
elementary
librarians.
school had an after-school like Pokemon TCG club that we used to go to play Pokemon TCG.
Holy cow, can I read this question? So FAQ on this American Association of School Librarians. I am a middle school librarian. Can I apply? I'm not making this up. It literally says yes and no, period.
Yep.
What? Before applying, we would ask to confirm your student's interest in administrator support. AASL understands that there is fluidity between grade levels and a wide variety of learning levels, activity, interests, and skill levels. Wait, why would they? Okay, so yes and no. What? Why did you say yes?
Wait, where are you finding this FAQ?
You have to click the American
Here.
Association of Libraries.
I did, and I don't see no FAQ.
Scroll down. Here, I'll link it.
I already
Link it
linked
up.
it.
Are they saying that, like, okay, so they did say like anime, and I'm sure there's like worksheets. I mean, you can see the worksheets here. There's like a coloring, there's like a bingo, there's like a cutout.
So the issue is,
But the Pokemon trading card game is like very advanced. Like there's a lot of math, there's learning, there's like chess. I mean, chess club's a thing.
well, this isn't trading card game. This is other. But the issue is, in some places, middle school is like fifth, sixth, and seventh grade. No. Some places it's like 5th grade through 9th grade.
Yeah.
Some places it's only 7th and 8th grade. So like different places call middle school different things. So that's why.
In one school district I went to, middle school was 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And moved districts, and it was only 7, 8. And there's another district where it's 6, 7, 8. So like
I was 6, 7, 8.
Middle school varies wildly.
But I would say middle schoolers and the Pokemon trading card game is a good...
But this isn't trading card game.
But they did say that. They said it on the Pokemon webpage.
I mean...
It says after school will meet once a week for an hour. Participating students will have tools to learn to play the Pokemon trading card game, episodes of the series to watch, and other fun activities and resources.
So there's other stuff as well.
I think it's the other activities and resources that are.
It says recommended age is between 6 to 10. How old are you in 5th grade?
11.
10? 11?
5th grade, 10 to 11. 4th grade is definitely 10. Or 9. 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Look, I had
kindergarten. First grade is like 6.
I don't know. I feel like maybe like if you don't want a huge focus on the TCG, then you probably shouldn't lead with the TCG in your like after school activities. It was like literally your first bullet point because the TCG can be really complicated. I ran a TCG weekly club thing, official, play organized. You fill out the professor form, you go to a retail establishment, say, hey, can I do Pokemon cards every Wednesday night here? I did all that. It was a nightmare, let me tell you. It was
because
awful.
You hate kids.
I don't dislike kids.
No, you don't dislike them. You actively hate them.
You actively hate them.
No.
I've seen you walk up to a child eating an ice cream cone and knock it out of their hand and go point at them and go, ha ha.
I like teaching people how to do stuff, educating people.
Oh, but you're so bad at it.
Oh my gosh.
You're the worst.
I will sit like I am the Greg, don't you shake your head. I'm the one reading the real rule book and I'm like teaching the rules.
Yeah, you read the rule book. The amount of times that I've learned a game wrong from you is about 50-50.
Never taught you a game wrong.
He always leaves something out. I have never had an experience of Steve trying to teach me something without him leaving one, and he's like, oh, I just assumed you would have figured that part. And no, teaching is not about assuming, buddy.
Assumptions. I teach for a living. I should teach the things.
Either way.
Here's the thing.
The starter decks are designed to be simple to play. That's what the intent of this is.
Sure. These parents would come to this Hobby Lobby or Hobby Town. Geez, no.
Wow, you're doing it at a Hobby Lobby store. Just taking up a couple of aisles. Get out, Christians. We're here now.
We're playing our Satan Pokemon game over here. In aisle 4.
In aisle 4.
I was at a Hobby Town. And these parents would come and they would drop their kid. There was 2 types of parents. There was the parents that would show up. They would drop their kid off and they would say, I'll see you in an hour. And the kids would always be the same. So wait, hold on. Let me break this down into like a family tree. So 2 types of parents. So branching one is parent that drops little Timmy off. So either little Timmy would play the game for like 10 minutes and then just browse the aisles of the Hobby Town for the next 50 minutes.
That's what I would do.
Or the little Timmy would sit and just continue to cheat for the hour. So, or you have parent number 2, which shows up and they stay and they read a book or they're on their iPad for the hour. And their kids were significantly more well-behaved than the parent 1, which was like, I'm just going to trust my kid here at what? Now, at the Hobby Town I was, we had a lot of, like, people my age as well. But no one wanted to play with like the 10-year-olds.
Free
they were all
babysitters.
It was a nightmare to run that. And it was a lot more work than just like, I just want a place to play Pokemon every Wednesday night.
Your own selfish desires brought you to this end.
Yeah. What I'm saying is I don't think I could ever be an elementary school teacher.
No.
This is 100% correct. Yes, you are correct. Nor could you be an elementary school librarian.
That seems less stressful.
No. You got to figure out which kid stole what book off the shelf.
When they are out of options, they go to the library and harass the librarian.
It's cool that they're doing this. I'd be curious of how successful it will be. I feel like, well, I went to MPS, so any of these things, that'd be a hard no from every, like, they don't want extra work. They don't get paid enough to host some Pokemon Club.
Usually you get paid extra if you do an extracurricular. You
As
make
a
more
teacher?
money. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's one of the few ways they can bump up that salary a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. What about, so if you're the librarian and you're like, I'm going to host the Pokemon Club, you get a little something, something too.
I mean, it's a standard. If you host an extracurricular, you get $50 extra a month.
Question of the week.
Already? All right.
Yeah.
Gee, mini. Hold on.
I
It's
said
the
that was our
25th
last
anniversary.
news.
There's no news.
I know. I didn't know that was the last bit of news, like the last bit of news. I thought you were holding something in reserve. All right, ready?
No, we ended on the librarian high note.
What is the question of the week? What is the question of the week?
All right, from our Slack.
Woo!
This is from Ninja Turtle Raph. What newer quality of life improvements would you like to see be added to the Diamond and Pearl remakes? That's a good question.
Be able to switch out the Pokeball.
You can't have the same answer.
That is
every
not
time.
quality of life.
How
I
is
mean,
that
it's
not a
the
quality
yeah,
of
it
life?
is. Yeah, it is.
I have to breed to get it, and I can't breed my starters into the ball that I want. That is a quality of life improvement.
That is
You know
purposeful
why?
by them.
You know why that will never happen?
Because the Pokeball factory is in Kalos?
No, because the one time that one guy cheated, and the only way they could tell was because it was in a Dream Ball, and that Pokemon could. There's like no way it could have been in a Dream Ball, so they're like, oh wow, we got it.
but that's out. Like you
Yeah,
can
but
catch
that was
these
one.
Dream
That was
Balls.
Ray Rizzo, too. They didn't even disqualify him. They
I-
continued
yeah.
to let
They
him
didn't even do
participate.
anything about it. Quality of life. I mean, we are assuming HMs are out. Otherwise, if not, I want HMs out.
Yeah, I mean, that would be mine is like, if there's HMs, I'm going to still attempt to enjoy the game, but man, those are...
Like, are we talking about newer quality of life? So things that they've already done, and we want to make sure they carry over into Diamond and Pearl? Do we think that what the question is?
Is
Because
there...
I want faster breeding. I want the breeding to be faster. I want like the Destiny Knot stuff to stick around. I want the HM stuff to stick around.
See, my problem with breeding is we just need new breeding. The Masuda method that has existed since Gen 4 has barely changed. Somebody's going to be like, well, you could do egg moves easier. Like,
But
yeah,
wait,
sure.
it's so different in. I mean, okay, I was thinking shiny hunting because, like, in Galar, it's just like kill as many combi as you can, and eventually they'll get shinier and shinier.
What do you want to be better about breeding?
But it was like, what's funny though?
Because like they added in the whole like if you have a move, you don't even have to get the egg anymore. It can just be taught to the Pokemon you put in there. Like that was the big reason you did egg moves. They got rid of Bottle Cap's fixed breeding for EVs. Like Mint's fixed breeding for Natures. Like what improvements do you want? Like,
Well, so all of those to be in Diamond and Pearl.
I mean,
That's
that's what I said. I want all the breeding improvements to be in Diamond and Pearl.
My
for
joke
sure.
was going to be to have the shiny charm because the shiny charm didn't exist in Diamond and Pearl.
That's true.
I want the
Like,
mark
that's the
charm to be in
stupidest-
Diamond and Pearl, but there's no marks.
We don't know if there's no marks, yeah.
I know. I'm just saying I want the charm, but no marks.
What is something here? I'm going to rephrase the question. What is something that Sword and Shield still does poorly?
Oh, wait, no. Here's what Diamond and Pearl needs. Access your boxes from wherever you are, not having to go into a Pokemon Center. That's the quality of life that we have forgotten was an issue.
Well, that was first in Let's Go, and then it was in Sword and Shield. And that feature is very good. It's very, very good.
I mean, I want the union rooms to work better than Wycom.
Well, if we've learned anything from Game Freak, it's that every online feature is worse than the last game. Y'all complained about Festival Plaza, and you're like, it can't be worse than this. And now we got Wycom.
What do you think that Sword and Shield does that needs improvement still?
I don't know if I don't think breeding is broken. I just think it's bad.
Like
it's just the same thing, right? Like when I think some stuff is good for a couple of games, but we're like 4 generations plus everything in between, and it's like the same. Put 2 Pokemon in, spin in a circle. Okay, in Sun and Moon they put like a little fence, and you can like crawl into that fence, and you can like spin. And then Auras, they just gave you like an auto turn thing. But it just feels so maintenance heavy that like the little thing, like the fence thing really bothered me, because I would breed a lot in Sun and Moon, and people were like, why don't you go into the fence and do it? And it's like, but if I'm in the fence, I can't talk to the girl, and she keeps crossing her arms, and I need more eggs. Like, I need to talk to her to get eggs. And they'd be like, so I could just keep talking to her over and over, right, to get a bunch of eggs, and then take those eggs into the fence and spin, but I still have to spin in front of her. Otherwise, she's not going to cross her arms. So if I'm spinning in front of her to get her to cross her arms, I might as well be hatching eggs when I'm standing in front of her, right? She only crosses her arms based on your steps. You can't just stand there.
Well, she crosses her arms when an egg is generated.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you
but
can be anywhere in the world.
Moving.
You can be anywhere. You can be wandering all over. You could be doing new trials and come back and see if she got
that.
it.
I think is the problem. Is like, what if there was like an egg system where you could be everywhere in the world, and the lady just puts them on a shelf for you or something? Like,
because you don't get a new egg until you talk to her and tell her what to do with the existing egg.
That's what you want to fix.
You want to say, put all eggs on the shelf until I come back.
Or just something new. Like I'm saying, like there's no point in having that little fence because you can't even reach her without leaving the fence.
You get off the Tauros. Was it Tauros?
Tauros or Stoutland.
Tauros. You get off the
Stoutland
Tauros,
was better,
walk over, talk to her, do the egg biz, get back on the Tauros in the fence and spin.
That was so much work.
No, you're the king of too many clicks.
So much work.
The whole point of the fence was the Tauros spin really fast to hatch a bunch of eggs.
Yes.
And
you would hatch all 6 at once.
Yes.
If you're going to leave the fence area, get on and off your Tauros, just do it in front of her.
No, the fence made it so you just had to.
Yeah, the fence made it confined so you weren't zipping all over.
This is the whole issue of like the Y button in Sword and Shield does something different than the Y button in Home. Like, this is not a real issue for normal human beings, and you're confusing yourself for a normal human being. So this is the quality of life issue I want in Diamond and Pearl. I want the Y button in Diamond and Pearl when I'm in my boxes to do the same thing as the Y button in Pokemon Home, so I don't have to hear about it from Steve and his ridiculousness.
Okay, it's real talk. In Sun and Moon, you were better off using Stoutland than Tauros. Do you know why?
How?
Why?
Oh, God. I can't listen to this. I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh, let me blow some minds. Stoutland was so much better than Tauros because Tauros was slower walking. Stoutland was faster walking. Stoutland didn't have a speed boost. Tauros, you had to hold down a button for Tauros to go fast, and there was rev up time and rev down time. And so, if you are a true breeder, you want one hand free.
No,
so you do.
You and your one hand free garbage.
Why do I need
An
one
idle
free
hand
for?
is the devil's
because
tool,
it's so
Steve.
boring and tedious that you want to have like a beverage in one hand, maybe a
I
natty
don't live
light.
my life that way. No,
And then you just wanna spin with Tauros.
One thing at a time, Will. That's my name.
I will do a YouTube video and I will show you all how you can
Are you
hatch
showing me
more eggs.
Worst-
Are you showing me Stoutland
worst
spinning in the
YouTube.
fence, or are you
No,
doing your
because
own
you don't go on the
jank
fence, 'cause
that
that's a
nobody
waste of
else in
time.
the world does?
Waste of time to go in the fence.
Jank.
Waste of time.
Jank.
Because
Yeah.
once you go on the fence, you got to leave the fence. You got to get off. You got to get on. Then once you're in there spinning, you got to get off. You got to get back on. You got to talk to the lady because you can't talk to her when you're in the fence. And then she's crossing her arms, and those are all the eggs you're missing because you're stuck in the
Bred
fence.
so many shiny Pokemon inside the fence. I will
And
never
yet
hear
now
your
you
words.
are coming to the realization you did it wrong. You should have been on Stoutland. And
No,
if you're
I should have been killing
if you're a
combies
true
on
egg breeder,
Honeycomb
You get your
Sea.
6 eggs, and you go to the ocean, and then you hatch them on the Sharpedo. That's the actual way you hatch the eggs. 6 eggs, 5 eggs, flame body, Sharpedo, spin in the water. That's the real way to hatch.
No. And what was that ridiculous thing I heard you say one time? You're like, everybody. What was it? It was like everybody uses false swipe to catch Pokemon unless it's a steal, and then you use. So I was like, I have literally. I am telling the world right now, never used false swipe to catch a single Pokemon ever. So don't you everybody nothing.
Yeah, because some
buddy.
people just chuck Pokeballs, which I think you should just do.
Yeah,
chuck the
I'm
Pokeballs.
here
Don't
to have a
even
good
bother.
time, not a scientifically derived method of clinical capture hyaluronic acid. Thank you.
The egg stuff, I want new egg stuff. I don't know what it is. I want something. See, this is the thing. I don't know what it is. I would have never thought of SOS. I would have never thought of Hordes. I would have never thought of PokeRadar. I ain't no game developer, but what I do know is I'm sick of doing the same thing I've been doing since Gen 4. That's what I'm saying. Give me something fresh.
Spoiler alert, 2 people breeding has been since humans existed.
Yeah, but these are Pokemon.
Yeah,
And we
but
still don't know how that works in the Pokemon world, FYI.
But nobody
think-
knows.
I
It's a
think
mystery.
that's when
Two
you-
Pokemon become friends and an egg
instead of-
appears.
instead of hatching on like a Tauros or a Stoutland, I think it's when you're hatching on a Machamp.
Yes.
Yeah, he carries you around.
That's the true.
That is the real way.
That is
you
the real
hatch.
way to do it. Being cuddled.
This is from Bubble God Animation from our YouTube. I'm pulling it because of Greg.
What?
During a playthrough of Sword and Shield, I noticed a Roselia is on the floor pattern of the Winden Hotel. I don't think it's Winden. I think it's
It's the Rose. It's the Rose of the Ronlands Hotel in Wyndham Stadium.
And what's also noticeable is that the hotel in what's the Fire City? Dag nabbit. I'm literally there in the game right now.
the Kabu City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the
I
hotel...
thought that's where the Roselia first was.
No, the
No.
hotel there is the Badoo Drop.
That's the Badoo Drop
So you
in,
go
and
from
it's the Rose.
Badoo
It's the Rose of the Ronlands
Roselia.
in Wyndham.
What Pokemon do you think would make the best looking decor for a hotel lobby?
I mean, I liked it so much. I got it on my
Greg,
arm.
you'll never get a job now. You'll never be able to get a professional job.
I know.
How
I've ruined
we
my
got to kick
chances.
you off this podcast. No tattoos allowed.
Excuse me? With Bad Boy Will?
Hey, don't point at me.
Bad Boy Will?
I keep them covered. Andrew from YouTube said my vote would be Cryogonal. I don't know if that's.
No, that's a good one.
I think that is actually a good one.
Interesting.
Like decor wise, like Bolton would be great. Like, are we talking about high end or like a Motel 6 type of thing? Because if it's a Motel 6, it's the Spupa.
Basically.
Not Pikachu.
I did once stay at a hotel in Brazil that had these tiny monkeys in the courtyard. So, chimchars.
Oh, yeah.
Chimchars? You know what is done really well in Unite is they have like water fountains, and I think one of them is like dugong, and they're really elegant and like pretty looking.
I could see a Swana themed hotel, like all the fountains are swan themed.
Yeah, just to clarify for our listeners around the world, Steve said water fountains where most people would say fountains because where he comes from, a water fountain is a bubbler.
Yes.
I don't say bubbler, but I do know the reason why it's called bubbler.
Doesn't matter.
But I don't say bubbler.
Water fountain means one thing, something you drink water from. Anything else, it's just a fountain.
So who's your choice?
What? Dugong.
But that's already in the game. Pick a different one.
What? Elegant.
Lilligant?
Those Lilligants always get in my way on the Combi Island. Hate them. Unless it's raining out, then it's all combis.
I'm going to actually pull an email real quick because I said I was going to, and I didn't remind myself. This is from Andreas. They said, "Hi, guys. English is not my first language. Please excuse my mistakes." Also, this is like better. Well, it's more. Your English is better than mine. That's what I'm going to say.
It's a low bar, as you like to say.
We can rename the show to a low bar. I just want to give my 2 cents on the new forms in the past situation that Greg was talking about in the latest episode. That was actually 2 weeks ago. Just a quick background. I am a historian working in a museum. Let me start with this. Greg asked why we have no written information on forms that appear in the Old Sinnoh. From all Latin texts ever written, we have about 1% of it. All the others didn't survive the ages. A fire can destroy a whole library, a flood as well. Sinnoh is close to a volcano. An eruption would have had massive effects on the ecosystem. Famines would also happen in that time, and people didn't care about written records. On the topic of famines in general, only small adaptive species that need little food would survive a famine. Evolutions like Weirdeer that is big and needs tons of food would struggle. So I can definitely see why, some evolutions would go extinct. Evolution on top of that is just an adaptation of a specific location the Pokemon is in. In the Hisu region and the Sinnoh region are very, very different. A Pokemon might just not be able to evolve anymore as soon as the region is inhabited by humans. Maybe the lack of untouched wildlife and deforestation leads to less predators. Therefore, Basculin tend to die less when traveling upstream, and therefore it cannot evolve because it needs the souls of dead Basculin. Lastly, the Roman Emperor Caesar, when he conquered Germania, or maybe just is that Germania? I don't know.
May as well when it's in Latin, yes.
Wrote down a whole catalog of wildlife there, some in which we cannot pinpoint down. He also talked about a reindeer-esque creature with only one horn in the center of its head, and about an animal that sounds a lot like an elephant. My point is that it's not unlikely that animals go extinct and written records get lost. And even if we have a writer that might describe it in a way that modern humans cannot make the connection of what it was exactly meant, maybe we have records of Basculegion in the library, but we don't know about this one. All the best, Andy. Please hard agree on the typing. Oh, they agree that the typings were. There you go.
Wait. I mean, yeah. Real world reasons? Sure. This isn't the real world. This is a game that has been like, we have statues of things that happened 3,000 years ago, and we know exactly everything about them.
Well, that's because we have a dude from 3,000 years ago who's still walking around.
True. I mean,
that's why I dislike the AZ stuff, actually.
There are a ton of dark reasons. Like, I get how the real world works, right?
I think the volcano thing is a really good...
My thing is my biggest thing about that was how are they going to basically say, hey, they went extinct, and hey, there was a cataclysmic world event that erased all the records? I would accept that. I'm more concerned that they just aren't going to answer the question
I see.
at all. That they just be like, collect your Pokemon. We're not going to say why they never carried over to the future. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, if any video game company can get away with not explaining anything, it's definitely them.
Yeah.
But like I said, the thing that stood out was like, oh yeah, like you go through Mount Coronet a million times in Sinnoh, but that was at one point a volcano, right?
I mean, it still is a volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so is Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
Super volcano.
Although, let's remember, we all thought Mount St. Helens was dead. Guess what? It wasn't.
Oh, that was a good email, though.
It's a good email. I mean, I get it. Like, I know as a human how bad things happen. I'm just hoping they have a better explanation than, I guess they went extinct.
I mean, they wrote a whole character named AZ, and then years later asked what that character was for, and Masuda went, oh, I don't know.
He was the king of Kalos. He built the giant crystal death flower.
As I frequently say, it made sense in the original Japanese.
Yeah. Look, they needed another character, just like they needed Basculin to be another fish.
Boy, I like X and Y. I want to go on the record saying I do really like X and Y. I just cannot stand the actual story in that game.
I like all of my children, all of my Pokemon game children. I just like some more than others.
Yeah.
Like all parents.
Pokemon of the Week.
All right. Last week's Pokemon referenced Galar, that I'm playing Pokemon Shield with my shiny bug team. And there's this one Pokemon that keeps showing up all over the place as a helper Pokemon. And it makes one noise when you listen to it, but what's written on the screen is different than the noise it makes because it looks like it's trying to speak English to you when it tries. And it has a lot of characteristics that are similar to Meowstic, which has gender differences between the two Pokemon. That's all you needed.
It's
Munchlax.
No. It's Indeedee.
Indeedee, it is.
Indeed, it's Indeedee. Doesn't have a shuffle icon, so
Yeah.
I like Indeedee a lot.
I like Indeedee too. I think it's cute. I like it shiny too.
Good
I just don't understand
competitively.
what purpose it serves.
Hips don't lie. Thick.
So wait, the boy Indeedee looks angry and has the up hair. The girl Indeedee looks nice and has the down hair, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it's the opposite for Meowstic. The boy Meowstic looks cute and friendly. The girl Meowstic looks angry.
Yes.
And then the male one has inner focus and synchronize, and then the female one has own tempo and synchronize, and then they both have the same hidden ability, which is the good one, of Psychic Surge.
Psychic Surge, which makes the landscape psychic
Psychic terrain, yeah.
on entry.
No more sucker punch or fake out with Psychic terrain up. Good shiny, too.
I said that.
Oh, sorry. Indeedee shares the category with Kirlia and Mesprit. They're all known as the emotion Pokemon. Indeedee is the only Pokemon to have different egg moves depending on... I actually did not know that. It's the only Pokemon to have different egg moves depending on gender. Indeedee shares similarities with Meowstic. They're both known as Psychic-type Pokemon with gender differences. Oh, this is where Will got his trivia from.
Well, no. But go right ahead.
It's based on a layers? What's a Lars? Layers?
How's that spelled?
Lares? Guardian of deity in ancient Roman religion.
Never heard of that in my life.
This is just a person. Lares. That's how they say it on Wikipedia. Lares.
Oh, they're like minor deities that protected the house and stuff. Okay.
It also may draw inspiration from brownies, the household spirits from British folklore, said to come out at night to perform domestic and farming tasks.
Yep.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that looks like a goblin. Oh, subgroup goblin. Okay. You gotta put some more brownies in your D&D games, Greg.
Excuse me? I use brownies quite a bit. You don't play in any of my D&D games, so how would you know? As a matter of fact, in the Monster of the Week game that I wasn't even running as a player, I brought in a brownie to work in the bar that we all visited, so it had better food.
I am so confused. Aren't brownies just like before they're Girl Scouts?
No.
Well, what's the next week's Pokemon?
Like most other regions in the Poke-Earth, the Galar region has 4 fossil Pokemon. Pokemon that have been restored from fossils unearthed within the region. The Galar region is differentiated, though, by the fact that none of its fossil Pokemon evolves into or is an evolution from another Pokemon. This week's Pokemon is a basic V and has 2 attacks. The first attack does not do very much damage, but if the defending Pokemon is a V or GX, that defending Pokemon cannot attack during the opponent's next turn. The second attack does a lot of damage, enough to knock out a Pokemon V if not a Pokemon V Max, but the attacking Pokemon cannot attack during the next turn. Both of the cannot attack clauses can be worked around if you have a way to retreat the active Pokemon and then return it to the active position during your turn. In an earlier era, this Pokemon could potentially have worked with Blastoise and Keldeo.
Ooh.
There you go. That's one for the TCG kids.
Yeah, this is you next week, Steve.
I think I know it. I played some Blastoise Keldeo.
I gave so much information that's just like right there in front of you. Greg, you could get it. You could get it.
I mean, I have to look into the TCG.
Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week, of course. We're like 3 months away from, what's it called? 2 months? Are we 2 months away from Diamond
Safari
Pro?
Zone?
About
Diamond
2.5. 2.5.
2.5 months from Diamond Pro. Thank you for listening. It is the start of the month, so if you want to get our bonus podcast episodes, now's the great time to sign up for the Patreon, patreon.com/PKMNcast. It's literally the same as our ads or whatever else, everything else on the internet, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, all PKMNcast. Will is at White Wing on Twitter. Greg is at... Wait.
Excuse me?
What?
Just because we both start with W doesn't mean we're the same person.
That's because Greg got a tattoo. It's throwing me off now.
Wow. Dude, you can't tell one from the other.
Yeah, no.
That is a hate crime.
Will is at Wash in the Sink on Twitter. Greg is at White Wing. I am tattooless at Dragging a Lake.
So we're going to fix that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want to help us out, you can leave us a review in Apple Podcasts. Do that. I haven't asked for an Apple Podcast review in a while. They come through our Slack, and they're always
They are
fun to see.
They are always interesting to see.
So we do see all the reviews that you submit through Apple Podcasts. So if you want it to go in and put it in there, we'll see it.
Slack will see it, and they'll either laugh at it or heart it. One of the two. You're either gonna get a chuckle out of them or a heart out of them. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super Spupa.